Good morning, everyone. Paul Ruppel here for Fox 29 News Now. Hope your Tuesday is off to a fantastic start. We are going to get you to some live news, live events if we see them come up. Also going to get you some looks at your weather. Today's a beautiful day. Tomorrow we may have some issues. Quick look at Ultimate Doppler here. You'll see Wednesday's storm is sliding across the south right now and will be coming up the east coast. I believe this is going to be considered a nor'easter, going to combine with that other X you see up there, up over the Great Lakes at the moment, and give us a wet afternoon and evening Wednesday. Hearing we could have an inch or two of rain out of this storm. Right now, it's a beautiful day outside. Get you your current conditions, 59 right now. Dew point is 36. So not sticky at all. Winds out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. So very nice outside if you get a chance to get outside and take a walk. A little bit chilly, but light coat will do you fine. Let's start you off with some national news this morning. First up, a look at your politics of the day. The big story, the big Democratic debate is tonight in Ohio. Doug Luzader reported from Washington this morning with more on what to expect and who has what to lose tonight.
Well, it's going to be another crowded stage for Democrats tonight.
In fact, it's going to make history to have 12 on one stage. 2020 presidential candidates are converging on Ohio for another Democratic debate, Doug.
They'll each have 11 seconds to talk.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the math is pretty daunting if you're trying to get a word in edgewise. And if you think 12 is a tough number, imagine 13.
Otterbein University may be relatively small, but it is preparing for a very crowded stage tonight. 12 candidates, and that's after the race has narrowed.
It has narrowed. It's hard to believe that 12 is a result of narrowing, but it has narrowed. Will that open up an avenue for somebody else to jump in, looking at the people who aren't taking off but still not happy with the people who are?
To wit, a report from CNBC that former New York mayor and billionaire Mike Bloomberg is mulling a run, but only if former Vice President Joe Biden drops out. Biden has been defending his son's decision to step down from the board of a Chinese company after relentless attacks from President Trump. And Biden made a clear dig at Trump's own family.
No one in my family will have an office in the White House.
And one of the big questions tonight, will other candidates lay into Biden?
The other candidates have a definite interest in Joe Biden falling off, particularly the ones who are not leading, because that's a big block of support that hypothetically could go to other candidates and not necessarily to Warren or Sanders or others. Will they use this ammunition against Biden that Trump has provided them?
Elizabeth Warren may try to steer clear as she continues to rise, with many polls showing her as the frontrunner.
Just to reaffirm, I am feeling really good.
Bernie Sanders will have to make a mark, down in recent polls and preparing for his first debate since suffering a heart attack.
And it's going to be interesting tonight to see the degree to which Bernie Sanders goes after Elizabeth Warren, because they kind of occupy ideologically much of the same space. But Elizabeth Warren has been on an upward trajectory, and Bernie Sanders has had some difficult polling results lately.
Yeah, I saw an Iowa poll, one of the first stops. An Iowa poll yesterday had the three of them tied, like right at 22, 21%. Sanders, Biden, and Warren. Interesting. All right.
It certainly will be
Very
tonight.
interesting.
We'll be watching.
Thank you to Doug Luzader for that report. Of course, there's also continuing testimony in the impeachment inquiry. Take a live look at Capitol Hill here. Democrats will be hearing today from another witness in the impeachment. Lawmakers from 3 House committees are involved in the impeachment inquiry. They were present for a transcribed interview yesterday with Fiona Hill. She was one of the president's advisors on Russia. There was a bit of controversy when Republican Matt Gaetz got kicked out of the session. The Florida Republican sits on the Judiciary Committee, which was not involved today. He says he was ordered out by Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff. Later this week, Gordon Sondland, who was a U.S. representative to the European Union, is scheduled to meet with lawmakers. He said in a text exchange that was revealed recently that there had been no, quote, no quid pro quos of any kind on Ukraine. The Trump administration is blocking him from appearing in front of lawmakers last week. It remains to be seen if Congress will hear from the whistleblower whose complaint inspired the impeachment efforts. Since Democrats already have the call record of the president's conversation with the president of Ukraine, so we'll see. They're trying to protect that whistleblower's identity, while the president has pledged in public to try and learn who that whistleblower was, in fact. So again, more testimony being heard today and more to come later this week. All right, let's get you a check on business news. We now know what movies and shows will be on Disney Plus when it goes live next month. What's your favorite movie? Here was our conversation with Fox Business Network's Tracy Carrasco this morning about what the offerings are revealed to be.
We now know what movies and shows will be on Disney Plus when it goes live, and that's coming up November 12th.
Well, tell us more, Tracy.
Well, yesterday Disney put out this tweet. It was a giant thread of hundreds of titles, just about everything that they'll be offering with Disney Plus. A lot of the classics like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, Lady and the Tramp, but then some of the new things like the spin-off of Star Wars, The Mandalorian. All of this available. In addition to that, they put out this 3-hour-long clip movie on YouTube that you can also watch that gives a little preview of everything that they are offering as well.
Hours.
So all of that, exactly, 3 hours. All of this just to build up the buzz for the streaming service coming out November 12th. You can still pre-order it for $6.99 a month. I think with the pre-ordering, though, you're not going to be able to watch it any sooner than everybody else. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait not to watch it, which is a common phrase of mine now.
It is, especially when it comes to Disney. You say that.
Yeah, well.
hey, though, if you have kids, this is probably
That's
a
true.
great thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, Mike, you should get it for when your grandchildren come to visit. You can just plop them in front of the TV.
I'm not giving money to our competitor down the street.
Oh, that's true.
I got enough money as it is.
Well, what can they watch on Fox?
I'll do you, if you want my grandkids come, Tracy, I'll just, like, play with them.
You will? Oh, okay.
We'll go to the zoo.
Play
and stuff like
outside?
that.
What's that?
Even out in a yard, like swing sets and stuff.
Look at you.
Yeah.
What a
Wow.
great grandfather.
I'm just grandfather.
Yeah, well, but you're a great
Well,
grand.
great,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Not great grandfather yet.
Not yet, unless Teddy's seeing somebody.
And Teddy, like 6 or
She's 8 and a half.
8 and a half.
Oh, she's getting up there.
She
double
is
digits.
getting up there.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Tracy, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you to Tracy. I'm still looking at the Capitol here. Let's get a live look at our studios here, outside our studios here, 4th and Market Streets. And let's get you the full forecast here. Currently 59, as we mentioned, just a light breeze out there, very low dew point. As we mentioned earlier, there's our next weather maker. Wednesday's storm sliding across the south, going to combine with that storm over the Great Lakes and give us some rainfall on tomorrow afternoon. Taking a closer look at ultimate Doppler right now. Nothing really to show you. It's a quiet morning here. Your current temperatures in the 50s most places, a little warmer along the coast. Or 47 in Mount Pocono. A little bit cooler than it was this time yesterday. At least 4 degrees cooler in the city, as much as 7 degrees cooler in Allentown and Reading. Cape May, you feel similar to the way it did yesterday. Your northeast temperatures, 50s mostly along the eastern seaboard, warming up to 60 in Baltimore, 40s further back inland. Your U.S. temperatures, 80s along the Gulf Coast, that yellow holding on down there. Yellow and orange. 83 in Tampa, 81s for, 83 in Miami, 81s for Tampa, New Orleans, and Houston. 74 in Dallas, where the Eagles will play this weekend, or against whom the Eagles will play this weekend. 50s and 40s out on the West Coast. See that cold air over the Rockies and Northern Plains. A little bit of blue in Pennsylvania. As we mentioned, calm to some light breeze in Atlantic City. They're at 12 miles per hour, Dover 10 miles per hour. And those gusts mainly coming out of the northeast. Graphics are advancing slowly here. Visibility is clear, 10 miles all around. Your satellite, not too much cloud cover to speak of. Here is a look at futurecast for the next 24 hours. See that? That low pressure system still off the coast, that storm that influenced our weather for several days. You see the storm sliding across from the south, combining with that one over the Great Lakes. And here they come up the coast to soak us later in the day on Wednesday. Actually, let's show you the long-range futurecast here, and we'll see. Clear and dry until about noon. Looks like the storm starts creeping into the area. By 2 o'clock, we have pretty widespread rainfall. Heavier stuff to our south. Gets a little heavier Wednesday during the rush hour drive home. But early on Thursday, it's starting to pull out of the area. Still raining in northern Jersey and our northern suburbs. And then we're clear on Thursday for the most part. Lots of clouds around. We start to dry out on Friday. And sunny skies to start Saturday. And it looks like we might have more rain heading our way to end the weekend. So let's get you that 7-day forecast from the Fox 29 Weather Authority. Sunny and cool today. We're calling it a 9 on our forecast by the numbers. Overnight low of 53, and then comes that rainy day tomorrow. Looks like the rain arrives in the afternoon, gets heavier during the evening rush. Only a 4 on our forecast by the numbers. Thursday looks like a 7 though, sunny and windy, 59 for a high. So a cool day. Sunny and cool Friday, 62. Saturday, sunny and nice, 63 for the walk to end Alzheimer's. Sunday, sunny and milder, 70 degrees. And Monday, shower chance, 70 degrees. So, make sure you download the Fox 29 Weather Authority app. Take our forecast with you on the go. Get hourly looks at conditions. Find out any severe weather warnings based on the locations that your current location or locations that you set. It's available in the Apple iTunes and Google Play stores. Back here in Philadelphia. Philadelphia police are investigating a string of shootings after a violent and deadly night, including one in which a mother shot and killed her 6-month-old baby, 6-year-old daughter, and their father. Fox 29's Steve Keeley has this story for us.
The Pink Princess bicycle with training wheels now sits on its side, and the little 4-year-old girl who rode it on the sidewalk in front of her Tacony home didn't live long enough to ever learn how to ride a two-wheeler. Last night, for some still and maybe never explained reason, her mother shot and killed her, her little baby sister, only 10 months old, and the child's father, 35 years old, before shooting herself. Police found the gun under the mother's body after the next-door neighbor heard the shots through the wall and called 911.
One of the neighbors, they heard gunshots and called the police right away. They could tell where it was coming from. So the police officers responded and, found the horrific scene. I mean, we had, officers actually crying at the scene. It was so tragic to, be transporting, babies to the hospital and made every effort to save them, but it didn't work out. They even took the lengths to stop all cross traffic getting to the hospital to make sure that they gave both kids every chance they could to survive. Because the potential shooter lived at the scene, they had to execute a search warrant there and provided any evidence that they would get would be used in a judicial process if the female shooter survives. Still very critical.
For neighbors who saw the family for neighbors who saw the family on the front lawn just weeks ago in the summertime, with the 2 kids in this inflatable pool and sand bucket playing and barbecuing, and for the police officers in tears after seeing the carnage and desperately trying to save 2 little girls' lives, how do you explain the unexplainable? In Tacony, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.
Very sad situation there. Thank you to Steve for that report. Students at, let me get you the correct intro here. Fake IDs are nothing new. What is how technically sophisticated they are these days. So much so, in fact, that they're able to foil the best scanners used by bars to stop underage drinking. Our Lauren Johnson has this report from Bryn Mawr, excuse me.
The owners here at Flippin' Bailey's actually called police themselves because they were a little suspicious of some of the patrons that were coming to their business. They believed there was an issue with underage drinking and fake IDs, and man, were they right. Last Friday, officers raided the bar that was full of about 300 college students. They brought breathalyzers and technology to confirm their identities. In the end, 254 citations. Now, that does not mean 254 people were cited. In some cases, one person could have received a double citation for both underage drinking and having that fake ID. When asked about the numbers, though, police did tell us they confiscated about 24 fake IDs. The rest of those citations were issued for underage drinking.
It is against the law of the Commonwealth to underage drink or possess a fake ID card. And the second part of it is that people don't understand. It's not just sneaking into a bar, and I know people are challenged by that and they want to be with their older friends. It really can affect a family or a business owner's well-being to the point that they could be shut down or not be able to, conduct normal business. So it is a serious consequence to those who are trying to make a living as well.
The investigation far from over. The superintendent of police telling us phase 2 is underway now, but he cannot get into details about what that is. Police were proud to say no issues, no incidents, or no injuries occurred once the 15 officers were inside the bar. Also, no arrests were made, just citations issued. There were a lot of young, intoxicated people inside that establishment. Police say they did help them get home, but now they will have to face a judge and a fine that could be up to $500 per citation. So maybe some of these kids could be facing $1,000 fines for what they thought would be a fun night out.
Thank you, Lauren, for that report. We also had the Radnor superintendent on later this morning, and we'll bring that to you a little bit later, his remarks about the case. We'll have that for you in a little bit. In other local news, a chaotic scene last night on Roosevelt Boulevard. Hundreds of teens were seen running on the boulevard near Tyson Avenue. Police were called about a large group of teenagers who spilled into the streets from a nearby skating rink. It was so chaotic, a nearby Wawa was forced to close early. One teen was arrested for vandalism. 3 others were arrested for disorderly conduct. I believe I saw a report that might have been a brick thrown toward or at a police car. There you see Sky Fox over the scene last night of that incident on Roosevelt Boulevard. In Chester County today, a hearing for the accused dorm room drug dealer, 19-year-old Zachary Given, was arrested earlier this month after police were called to an underage drinking party inside Brandywine Hall at Westchester University. Givens was found sleeping near drug paraphernalia. Police discovered printed flyers advertising his dorm room and Snapchat name to buy edibles and vaping carts. He was released on bail, but has a hearing this morning. In Camden County, New Jersey, police are cracking down on a dangerous trend involving teens on bicycles. Haddonfield police released this video from Friday afternoon. It shows a group of teens on bicycles popping wheelies and weaving in and out of traffic on Kings Highway near Haddon Avenue. Kids call this swerving, and as you can see, it's very dangerous. Police say it's not only dangerous for kids, but also for drivers.
They could suddenly see them, stop short, cause a collision, a rear-end collision. They could swerve and then swerve into another vehicle.
These kids could get seriously injured, and you think about the person that might hit them, and what would, how it would ruin their lives and the child they hit.
5 of these teens were scooped up by police and given summons. Haddonfield police say 20 such summons have been handed out recently. Police obviously trying to help clean up the situation before it gets out of hand and somebody gets really hurt. What went wrong? That's the question officials are trying to answer after a fall festival tragedy. A 10-year-old girl in South Jersey thrown from a carnival ride and killed in Deerfield Township, New Jersey. Haley McMullen was thrown from the Extreme, a spinning thrill ride, just after 6 Saturday evening. She died from her injuries shortly after being rushed to the hospital. A memorial of colorful balloons grew near the site of the festival in her honor. Skelly Amusement says this is the first fatality in their 60-plus year history. In Allentown, Pennsylvania, in Lehigh County, I should say, the Department of Health says a patient in Lehigh Valley Hospital has a confirmed case of measles, and people who may have visited several locations across town between October 7th and 12th may have been exposed. Those locations include the following: the Lehigh Valley Hospital on South Cedar Crest Boulevard, Quest Diagnostics on West Allen Street, the 1251 South Cedar Crest Boulevard office building, and the 7350 office building. Measles is highly contagious, with 16 cases already confirmed in Pennsylvania this year. Today in Philadelphia, the city will start installing its new parking kiosks on Arch Street between 4th and 12th Streets. Eventually, all existing kiosks and coin meters will be replaced citywide by these new solar-powered pay-by-plate kiosks. This video shows you exactly how they work. All you have to do is enter your license plate number and your parking zone. This means no more placing receipts on your dashboard. The parking authority will know you paid by looking up your license plate.
Parking experience possible. Here's how it works. Simply park your car, note your license plate number, and follow the on-screen prompts. First, choose your type of parking. Then, enter your license plate number and choose your length of stay. Select your payment method. That's it. You're ready to go. You can enter your cell phone number to receive your receipt via text or simply print a copy for your records. Remember, you don't need a receipt on your dashboard. Ticketing enforcement will know you've paid by looking up your license plate number. Go ahead and try out the new parking kiosks today.
Get you a little bit of the tutorial there so you can hear for yourself how that works. Do you have a Royal Farms in your neighborhood yet? The company from Maryland is spreading all over the Delaware Valley.
This one opened in Brookline at the site of an old diner.
Wawa is known for the hoagies. As for Royal Farms, customers say it's all about the fried chicken. Royal Farm stores and gas stations are popping up in Delaware, areas in Pennsylvania like Lansdale, and in South Jersey. When it comes to Wawa versus Royal Farms, many customers say it's all about convenience and what type of food you have a taste for at that moment. We should also mention that Wawa is a Fox 29 sponsor. And kids at Shriners Hospital got to take in some spooky activities yesterday. It's all to make their stay in the hospital a little less scary. Spirit Halloween stores donated costumes, including wheelchair-friendly ones. The hospital also had a party for the children in the hospital, with pumpkin painting and trick-or-treating. So far, the Spirit of Children program has raised more than $400,000 for the Philadelphia Shriners Hospital. Showing you outside our studios here. That's where this next story took place. Show your stripes, how local officers are raising money for a good cause. Our Mike Jarek was outside for this one.
It's that time of the year again. It's time to show your stripes. Some of Philadelphia's finest are outside doing just that in the name of a great cause. Mike, I like what you did with your outfit.
You know, I can't hear you, Alex, so I'm just going to take it right here. Look at my new ride. You like the stripes on this sucker? I've had the socks, I've had the stocking caps, I've certainly had the tie, and now I've got a car and a boa. Yes, it is Show Your Stripes Day again. I love this day. Welcome, everybody. Look at you.
Sorry.
Hi, officer.
Hi.
Are you on Facebook Live?
I'm on Facebook Live.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Get your ties and your socks and your boas and everything else.
Yes.
I named my boa.
What you name it?
Larry.
Larry. Hi, Larry.
Yes. Big Phillies fan.
Okay.
Officer, please introduce yourself.
I'm Officer Cruz from the Philadelphia Police Recruiting Unit.
Okay. I haven't had the glasses yet either. You've got them too?
How you doing, Officer Burns from the Recruiting Unit?
Okay. And officer, tell me what you do.
I'm Police Officer Tally, and I'm an instructor at the Philadelphia Police Training Center, the Police Academy.
But you bring these items to us every year.
Yes, we do.
What are people saying on Facebook Live?
They're saying, like, good job, awesome job.
Good job, yeah. And fix your hair, Mike. Where do we get all these items?
You can get all of the items at the Ronald McDonald House. That's exactly where you can purchase. They're awesome.
Okay.
Awesome charity.
I know that you three are from the Ronald McDonald House. Are you going to do the talking this year?
Sure thing.
What's your name?
My name's Alyssa. I'm the Special Events Coordinator at the Ronald McDonald House.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from New Jersey.
Okay, but Ronald McDonald's House was started in Philadelphia 45 years ago,
Yes,
right?
45 years ago, we were the first house in the world, and now we've grown to over 365 houses internationally. So it's a big year for us.
Where can I get the boas and the socks and the
You
ties?
can get all this fun stuff at both of our houses. We have one in West Philly and one in North Philly.
Okay. Why do the police officers want to get involved in
The
this?
police officers wanted to get involved because we realized that this is the best charity, one of the better charities. We know where, and actually, I was a parent who actually utilized their services. So I'm also a big fan of the Ronald McDonald House and everything they do. They only charge $15 a night for a person to stay. Yes.
And again, what was the idea 45 years ago?
Really, we just want to provide a place for families to stay together when their children are receiving treatment at local hospitals. And we learn that these families thrive so much more when they have the support of other families going through the same thing, when they're all together, when we can provide a meal and shelter. It really just all comes together to make their transition to the hospital much easier.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, man. Always good. Always good to see you, too. Okay. And Karen loves this day because she says the socks are comfortable.
They're the softest, most amazing socks. And aren't these t-shirts so cute
They're
as
great.
well? I think they have a great design to them. Yes, shout out to the shirts. And we're rocking the boas.
Who are you, sir? Oh, you're Thomas. That's Thomas Drink.
I just came for the boa.
All right. Alex, back to you inside.
That is great. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm glad that people are proud to show their stripes. Thank you, Mike.
Great cause there. Glad we're able to have them on as guests to talk more about it. So thank you to them for joining Mike and Karen outside. As you look back outside our studios here. All right, one story I missed earlier, and let me circle back to this here. Where is Dulce Maria Alves? More than a month since she was last seen, and we still don't have an answer. The Cumberland County Park where the 5-year-old was abducted is quiet these days. The only indication something ever even happened is the growing tribute of signs, candles, and teddy bears where she disappeared. Police say she was taken from Bridgeton City Park around 4 in the afternoon on September 16th while playing on the swings with her younger brother. The reward to find her has now grown to $52,000. If you know anything about that case, police do urge you to reach out. All right. Let's take another look at weather here. Get the latest from Ultimate Doppler. We'll give you a look at the 10-day trend as well, and another look at the long-term future cast. There you see Ultimate Doppler. It's a beautiful day outside, as we've mentioned, and here is one of the things you can do. You can get out and check out the fall foliage, and I'll show you a shot here from Doylestown that shows how spectacular things are starting to look out there. Got some color change going on out there in Bucks County. Leaves are changing. So it's getting near that time of year when it's nice to take a drive out through the woods and See all the different colors as the autumn comes to life. I believe that was our Go Votes poll this morning. Go Vote poll. Do you call it fall or autumn? I generally call it fall. But sometimes, to make sure people don't think I'm talking about tripping and falling, make sure to use autumn to differentiate. All right, Ultimate Doppler, not much going at the moment. More closer to home. Your current temperatures, getting near 60 in the city now, up to 59. Northeast temperatures. Several spots along the coast warming towards 60. 40s farther back east. Across the map, U.S. map, 80s along the Gulf Coast. Things started to cool down with that rain for the southeast where they need it. Bit of a drought going down there. 50s and 40s on the west coast, and cool temperatures in the Rockies and Plains. Cool spot, Billings, Montana at 31 right now. As we mentioned, it's a little bit cooler here today than it was at the same time yesterday. Winds calm in some places, as high as 12 miles per hour in Atlantic City, and some gusts coming out of the north and east generally. I don't really talk about wind chill yet. Not cold enough for that. Your visibility, 10 miles. Satellite. A little bit of cloud cover to our west, but not much beyond that. Here's that 10-day trend I mentioned. Right now we're headed just above average. We'll dip down into some cooler temperatures for the next couple days. We'll get back to closer to normal. A little slightly above normal for the weekend and into Monday. And then we'll dip to cooler temperatures after that again. Here's our surface map that'll show what will be taking place here. And the long range version. Dry through the night. Morning, start to see some rainfall move in the afternoon. Some of it heavy at times. Raced right by there. And then clearing for Friday. A little bit of cloud cover, but clearing out. Saturday looks nice. Sunday, warm and dry. And then later in the day, in the evening, looks like we do have another batch of rain coming in. So again, download the Fox 29 Weather Authority app. Get the latest conditions at your fingertips right on your mobile device. Get an hourly forecast so you know when the rain's going to reach you. Download it in the Google Play or Apple iTunes stores. All right, let's give you a look at conditions around the region. These are our weathermetrics cameras. We'll show you all around. That's not Allentown, that is Cape May, New Jersey. I think these may be in a different order here. Let me reset this for you. I know what I did. Here comes Allentown. back around to Allentown. Let's take a look at Capitol Hill while I tell you a little bit about this. There's a bit of chaos in Syria as Turkey continues to move further south, sending 130,000 people scrambling. Now President Trump is announcing sanctions, halting negotiations on a $100 billion trade deal with Turkey and other economic sanctions. The assault began after the president announced he was moving U.S. troops out of the region, creating mass chaos and the release of ISIS followers. So we've been following that on Good Day and our other and all of our newscasts. We'll continue to follow that story. Of course, the president has also been reacting. Looks like we just changed shots there, so let's come back to Philadelphia. The president has also been reacting to the ongoing impeachment probe. President complaining on Twitter this morning that Democrats are allowing no transparency at the witch hunt hearings. If Republicans ever did this, they would be excoriated by the fake news. Let the facts come out from the charade of people, most of whom I do not know. They are interviewing for 9 hours each, not selective leaks. Of course, there's more testimony being heard today. The president also had this to say about the impeachment inquiry. Oh, there we go. The president said Shifty Schiff now seems to think they don't need the whistleblower who started the whole scam. The reason is that the whistleblower has lost all credibility because the story is so far from the facts on the transcript. Also, the second whistleblower is no longer even mentioned. The president's take on the scandal there. Of course, a lot of pundits will tell you that a lot of the claims made in the whistleblower complaint that has been released publicly have borne out so far. But Congress still conducting its investigation and its inquiry. Not officially voted on, mind you. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has chosen not to hold an official vote on the impeachment, which the president has criticized. But House members still fact-finding on that situation. You're looking live at Dallas-Fort Worth, where officials will be holding a news conference at 11. I believe we'll be carrying this on our Facebook page. This will be to announce charges against an officer who was arrested last night. Texas police officer who fatally shot a black woman in her own home is now facing murder charges. Aaron Dean was arrested and charged with murder Monday. This comes just hours after the 34-year-old resigned before he was about to be fired. On Saturday, authorities were responding to a wellness check at a home in Fort Worth. 28-year-old Tatiana Jefferson was caring for her nephew when the police arrived. Body cam footage shows Dean entering the backyard and firing through a window into a dark room. In a news conference Monday, the Fort Worth Police Department promised transparency as Jefferson's death is investigated. Later in the day, Dean posted his $200,000 bond and is now out of jail. So officials there preparing to hold a news conference to speak more about that. I believe we will have that for you live on Facebook. Trying to wrap up that conversation with the Radnor superintendent, but it's not coming together. So I think we're going to sign off for now. I want to thank you very much for joining us on Fox 29 News Now. I'm Paul Ruppel. I'm the digital media manager here at Fox 29. Thank you for joining us today. Get outside, enjoy the beautiful crisp fall weather, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching and have a great day.